Imagine a time before smartphones, before cars, even before the pyramids. We're talking about a period nearly 5,000 years ago in a region historians call Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers. This area, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, was a hotbed of innovation and the birthplace of civilization as we know it. Mesopotamia was home to numerous powerful city-states, each with its own distinct culture and influence. Among these, Babylon rose to prominence, leaving an indelible mark on history. The Babylonians were inheritors of a rich cultural tapestry woven by their predecessors. From the invention of writing to the development of complex mathematics, the Mesopotamians laid the groundwork for much of what we take for granted today. Babylon, in particular, built upon this legacy, becoming a center of learning, law, and culture. But Babylon wasn't just about intellectual pursuits. It was a bustling metropolis with a complex social structure, a sophisticated legal system, and a way of life that both fascinates and informs us millennia later. So let's travel back in time and explore the world of the Babylonians, uncovering the intricacies of their society and the legacy they left behind. Before the rise of Babylon, another great Mesopotamian civilization flourished, Sumer. The Sumerians were pioneers in their own right, developing the world's first writing system, cuneiform, and making significant strides in mathematics, astronomy, and architecture. Their influence on Babylonian culture was profound and far-reaching. Think of the Sumerians as master craftspeople who laid the foundation for a magnificent building. The Babylonians, coming later, inherited this sturdy structure and added their own unique flourishes and embellishments. From the Sumerians, the Babylonians adopted cuneiform writing, adapting it to their own language, Akkadian. They also embraced Sumerian religious beliefs, incorporating many Sumerian gods into their own pantheon. The magnificent ziggurats, towering temple structures that dotted the Mesopotamian landscape, serve as a powerful visual reminder of the Sumerian influence. These stepped pyramids, often topped with shrines, were adopted and further developed by the Babylonians, becoming iconic symbols of both religious devotion and architectural prowess. The Sumerian legacy provided a rich cultural tapestry upon which the Babylonians embroidered their own unique patterns. This blend of continuity and innovation is a hallmark of Babylonian civilization, demonstrating their ability to absorb, adapt, and ultimately transcend the achievements of their predecessors. Around 2000 BCE, a new power emerged in Mesopotamia, Babylon. Strategically located on the banks of the Euphrates River, Babylon grew into a bustling center of trade and commerce. Under the reign of Hammurabi, the sixth king of the first Babylonian dynasty, the city-state reached the zenith of its power, extending its influence over much of Mesopotamia. Hammurabi was not only a conqueror, but also a shrewd administrator who recognized the importance of a unified legal code for his vast empire. His most enduring legacy is the Code of Hammurabi, a collection of 282 laws inscribed on a towering stele, or stone slab. This remarkable legal document offers a window into Babylonian society, revealing its social hierarchy, its economic practices, and its system of justice. Beyond its legal innovations, Babylon was renowned for its architectural grandeur. The city boasted imposing temples such as the Esagila, dedicated to the patron deity Marduk, and the Etemenanki, a legendary ziggurat that may have inspired the biblical Tower of Babel. These structures, sadly mostly in ruins today, serve as testaments to the ambition and architectural prowess of the Babylonians. Babylon's rise to prominence marked a pivotal moment in Mesopotamian history. The city became a melting pot of cultures, a center of learning, and a symbol of power and innovation. The legacy of Babylon, particularly its legal code and its architectural marvels, continues to captivate and inspire us millennia later. Section 4. The Code of Hammurabi, a blueprint for Babylonian society. Imagine a world where laws were literally set in stone. That was the reality in ancient Babylon under the reign of Hammurabi. His famous code, a collection of 282 laws, wasn't just a legal document, it was a statement about Babylonian society itself. Carved onto a massive stele, the code laid out a system of justice based on the principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Now, before you think it was all about revenge, the code was actually quite nuanced. It aimed to create order in a diverse and bustling society. The punishments varied depending on your social standing. For example, a crime against a member of the upper class carried a harsher penalty than the same crime committed against someone of lower status. The code covered everything from trade and commerce to family matters, even addressing issues like irrigation and agriculture. It tells us that the Babylonians valued fairness, but also recognized the importance of social hierarchy. The code wasn't perfect, and some of its provisions might seem harsh by today's standards. However, it represented a remarkable attempt to create a just and stable society. And its influence can be seen in legal systems throughout history. Section 5, social stratification, a hierarchy of power. Just like a pyramid, Babylonian society was divided into distinct layers, with the most powerful at the top and the least powerful at the bottom. At the pinnacle stood the king, considered a divine ruler appointed by the gods. He held absolute authority and was responsible for maintaining order, leading the army, and ensuring the prosperity of his kingdom. Below the king resided the upper class, composed of priests, government officials, and wealthy landowners. These individuals enjoyed considerable power and privilege, living in comfortable homes and wielding influence over political and religious affairs. The middle class, made up of merchants, artisans, and skilled laborers, formed the backbone of Babylonian society. They engaged in a wide range of professions, from trading goods to crafting pottery and jewelry. While not as affluent as the upper class, they enjoyed a relatively comfortable standard of living. At the bottom of the social ladder were the slaves, known as Vardu. They were typically prisoners of war or individuals who had been sold into slavery to pay off debts. Slaves had limited rights and were considered the property of their owners.